Today we're going to be talking about my week 4, 1 month down in my ultramarathon training in 2021. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everyone. My name is John, and this is Motivation Theory Running. And like I said, I am 1 month down in 2021 in my ultramarathon training. This is year 2. As you all know, last year I took the entire year to build my base and come back. I ran 4 ultramarathons last year, and I am back. Super excited about that. Feeling great, feeling more like myself in my previous stint in ultramarathons than I have in a very, very long time, and that is phenomenal. Now, I had a fantastic January. I ran 200 miles across 25 activities, 33 hours. I felt great. No injuries, nothing nagging, just really took care of myself, really worked on a lot of core exercises, bought a bunch of weights, been working on my upper body and core strength, and I feel just all around 10 times better. I'm about a week and a half into my diet switch into whole foods and a plant-based diet. I'm eating a lot cleaner, so that probably has a lot to do with the recent weight loss also, and just kind of feeling better, cutting back on the coffee and the sugars and things like that. So it's a work in progress, but I am feeling much better. But I do have 16 more pounds to lose, and I'm hoping to have all of that off me probably by 5 weeks from now when I run Belmonte, at least most of it. If not, I definitely by April, I want it gone by the ATR 24-hour race. The next big announcement is I have my first ultramarathon of 2021 this Saturday, February 6th. Super excited. It's the ICY-8, an interloopal 8-hour race that I'm going to be partaking in this weekend. So I'm super excited about that. High of about 45, low in the 20s. It should be a beautiful day. It should be sunny, and it should be a beautiful day for racing. I'm going to be doing a couple different things in this race that I haven't done in a long time. First off, I'm going to really be trying to race this. I'm going to be pushing myself to the point of probably failure. I'm going to see how I can do with really turning up the pace as much as I can. Now, for some of you, you're going to look at the pace and be like, that's not that fast. But for me, typically going into an ultramarathon to enjoy it, taking an easy pace and just making sure that I finish and everything's okay. I'm going to be doing a little bit of that, not a ton of that, but I'm really going to be pushing the pace here and seeing what I can do in an 8-hour flat-ish race. It's probably about 300 and something to 600 and something feet of gain per lap. So it's not super flat, but it's gonna challenge me. But the other thing is I'm going to be also dealing with kind of a different nutrition strategy. I got my Cliff Blocks ordered, I got my Tailwind, and I got my box of goos. And what I'm going to be trying to do, knowing that I burn probably 500 to 600 calories per hour, I can probably only process 250 to 300 per hour. I'm going to constantly be fighting off the glycogen depletion that we all go through. Basically, I'm going to slowly be going downhill on that. And so my body's going to be trying to process all of this stuff in, the carbohydrates, the electrolytes, the water, everything that I'm taking in, my fat. It's going to try to convert all of that stuff into glucose and fuel my body through this entire race. And I'm going to be trying to stave off that bonking feeling, the feeling sick. But I always have to dial this in. I've had a race in the JFK where I went strictly on Tailwind, and that's all I did was the first 19 miles, and I paid dearly for that. But I've been training here recently, and I've been using the goos and the Tailwind and the Cliff Blocks all together, and I've done quite well, trying to stay away from a lot of the, solid foods that I typically will do, like peanut butter and bagels and tortillas and things like that. I'm going to try to stay away from that. Anything dairy, no cheese and stuff like that. I'm really going to try to handle my nutrition through this stuff, maybe a banana here and there, but we're going to see how that goes and use this as a test as I go into the Belmonte 50-mile race and then the adventure trail race, the 24-hour adventure trail race. So knowing that I'm going to be pushing pretty hard in the IC8 over this 8-hour, I'm going to try to hit 40 miles, over 40 miles. It's going to make me have to run this pretty hard. I'm going to be shooting to run a 50K pretty much as fast as I can possibly do it, and then trying to just kind of grind out those last several hours that's left on the clock. I'm not sure what it's going to be. Could be 2 hours, could be 3 hours. I really don't know. We're just going to try to see how it goes, try to keep the wheels on through fueling, and really try to see what I can do when I'm really pushing myself and not being overly cautious or conservative just to finish the time. And so when this race is over, when this week is over, I have 5 weeks until the Belmonte 50-mile race, and that is going to be a challenging race. It was the first race I ran maybe 6 or 7 years ago as my first ultra marathon. And then in April, I have the adventure trail race, the 24-hour adventure trail race coming up. So super excited about the next 3 months. Those of you who are wanting to follow along and you're not already subscribed, please make sure you click that subscribe button below. That way you get all the updates that I'm doing throughout the year, as I'm probably already signed up for 8 races this year, planning to do 8 races. So you're not going to miss out. You could see me spectacularly do well this year or blow up. You never know. I appreciate all of the well wishes and the support I've been getting from all of you. You know, it really means a lot to have you all follow along, cheer me on, and really give me that accountability that I need to stay on track. You know, right now I'm in a good spot. I'm feeling super motivated. So that's a good thing. I'm really wanting to do well. But it also helps to have all of you out there rooting me on, cheering me on, and knowing that you all are going through the same thing. So if you want to follow along with me and learn from my trials and tribulations and ups and downs and, you know, my failures or successes, you can follow along and kind of learn from those. And you know, I love answering questions. I'm very honest with you guys about my training, my results, how I feel. You know, as a father of 5, married father of 5 with a full-time job, things are hard. Time is limited, and I do what I can. I'm not always training the best, but I'm doing the best that I can. I know you all are out there doing the same thing, so I appreciate you all being on the ride with me and following along. And you know what? Go ahead and click this video right here, and we'll continue this conversation in another video. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video.